Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Inside the Drag Closet with Jade. Join Jade DeVere and her fabulous team of guests as they discuss all things drag, from wigs to makeup to performances and everything in between.
Join us at WLFE-DV.com for upcoming shows and more.
Oh, it helps if I turn that off. That's amazing. I'm doing great so far. Hello there, kids. Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the interactive podcast where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. Who knows? We're really just here to have a good time. We have a fabulous show planned for you this evening. We have, returning to Inside the Drag Closet, the amazing Asia MONROE joining us. And she got stuck at work late, but she is on her way here. I haven't seen her pop in yet, but we've got the amazing DEJA, and she's actually going to be doing her makeup live on the show because, you know, that's what happens sometimes. The world is weird, the world is crazy, and sometimes we got stuck at the paying gig. It happens. We also have the amazing Amethyst Diamond joining us all the way from Georgia this evening. She is visiting family, but she was nice enough to still pop in tonight. But I have to talk about a few things. First, if you are a fan of the show, you can always go on over to www.jadedevere.com/merch and get your own Inside the Drag Closet hoodie, mask, or gaiter. We've got fanny packs, the brand new tie-dye t-shirt, and of course, the co-host's wonderful sticker collection. I recommend getting them all. I've got a few of them. I love my hoodie. It is the most comfortable hoodie ever. I'm obsessed with it. Also, if you have any questions that you don't really want to ask live on the air, you can always send them to insidethedragcloset@gmail.com, or you could go to www.jadedevere.com, look for the Inside the Drag Closet page, and you can submit your questions anonymously. Let's see, who have we got so far? We've got Derek watching. Of course he is. He's downstairs. That's my husband. He better be keeping an eye on everything. Josh is watching this evening, of course. Hello, Josh. Wait a minute. He just texted me, too. That's craziness. Vicky is watching. Oh, Trixie is watching. I love this hair, too. This is... Actually, we're going to get to that in a second because I haven't done my who, what, where yet. But I'll tell you where I got it. Oh my God, Shane is watching this evening. Hello, sweetheart. I miss you. We've got River Berry watching this evening. If you don't know who River Berry is, he is an amazing magician. Definitely look him up. Cassie is watching. Oh, they're going faster than I can keep up now. Oh my God. Sarah is watching. I love this look tonight. I wanted to have the whole Crayola gangbang experience. We've got Mikey watching this evening. Hello, sweetheart. We have got, hey lady, hey Miss Daniel. I don't even feel right calling you Daniel. Girl, you're Jada. That's the way it is. So my husband is downstairs trying to stage manage the show for me because I haven't forgotten it. Let me tell him. I didn't forget! I love him so much. He loves me. He's going to kill me someday. It's going to happen. Now that it's out there, it's premeditated. So I am going to get to a little who, what, and where, because that's what the fans want and that's what the fans get. Who am I? My name is Jade DeVere. I am a drag performer. I've been performing for roughly 437 years. I love the art of drag. I can't picture myself doing anything else. What am I wearing? Well, of course, I'm... Oh, they keep on getting stuck. I'm wearing a beautiful set by Rocks by Cox. Some beautiful hair by Webster Wigs. If you're not in on Webster Wigs, look them up. A lot of my wigs are from Webster. I absolutely love them. And this lovely outfit I found online. They tell you not to order that stuff that you find popping up on Facebook. I did, and this is what I got, and I love it. Granted, I cinched it a little here because Had to show off the décolletage. My makeup tonight is all Morphe, with a little bit of Urban Decay tossed on there just to make things pop a little bit more. And where can you find me? Well, you can find me every Wednesday night right here on Inside the Drag Closet on WLFE-DB Radio. We are always live on Facebook and on YouTube, so make sure you head on over to YouTube, like and subscribe over there. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Inside the Drag Closet page right here on Facebook, and keep watching every week. All right, did I cover everything? He loves me. He really does. There's also a time delay between him watching and me yelling at him. So he's like, what is she doing? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Amazing. We're off to a great start today. Everyone's having a good time so far. That's right. Rocks by Cox. If you're not a fan of Rocks by Cox, what are you doing with your life? Check her out. Her jewelry is amazing. We've had Lolly on the show before. We're going to have her back again. But you're not here to listen to me just babble on all evening. You are here to see my beautiful co-host this evening, who is doing a last-minute buff and powder to her face. All right, kids, welcome to the Inside the Drag Closet, Ms. Amethyst Diamond.
Hi, sister. How are you today?
Delirious, apparently.
I know. Oh, my God. What is happening tonight?
I have no clue, but we're already getting so much love. Doris is watching this evening. Hello, Doris. First we have the twins. Now we have mom watching too. That's amazing.
Bringing families together here on Inside the Drag Closet.
Exactly. Girl, give us a little who, what, where, or my downstairs stage manager will get really upset.
He will. He will. Hi, everybody. My name is Amethyst Diamond. I am currently broadcasting to you live from my brother's house as a dining room from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here visiting with my family and meeting my little baby nephew, Nathan, for the first time. He's the little bundle of joy, and he's upstairs sleeping, so I'm going to keep it, kind of not me. What am I wearing tonight? This wig is made by Troy Funk. It's probably about 16 years old. The earrings and the jewelry. Where's it from? You know, that's right. Rocks by Cox. The gown tonight, Jade, I hate you. The gown tonight is made by Latoya Perry. It's a lovely cold shoulder, high neck leopard with some stones here. You can see that I stoned all pretty in hyacinth. Where can you find me? Right now, you can find me in Georgia. Hold on, here we go. And there we go. You can find me down here in Georgia. You can find me on Facebook under Amethyst Diamond, and you can find me on Instagram under Amethyst Diamond 1. Well, that sounds some fun.
Amazing, girl. So, are you excited for this evening?
I can't stand it, honestly.
I am. This is another one of those nights where I am struggling to keep up with the comments, and I love those. I love those nights. They make me a little crazy, but, short drive.
Exactly. How about it? We live there.
Amethyst is giving me serious Beyonce standing in the sun vibes.
Thank you, handsome.
Josh says, both looking great, ladies. Love the animal prints going on with both of you. You know what's crazy? We did not plan this.
We never do.
No.
We're just that good.
That was my attempt at a lip pop.
I got you, girl. I got you.
We are getting so much love this evening. But shall we get into it with our first guest of the evening?
Yes.
Excellent. She has been a guest on Inside the Drag Closet before, and she is sweet. She is funny. We've been chatting for the last hour backstage, and I absolutely adore her. Everyone, welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the amazing Ms. Asia Monroe.
Hi, everybody. How's
There
it
she
going?
is.
I'm so excited to be back in the drag closet. We're going to kiki.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
talk. And you know what? I joined the party. We're all wearing prints tonight. And just like Amethyst, we love a good stone on a gown, honey. You ain't doing drag if you don't got some stones on, okay?
Write that down, people.
How's
Write it
everyone doing?
The more you know.
I don't have any stones on this outfit.
But you got
yet.
jewelry on. But
I do. You better believe I do.
And you're in drag.
Listen, stop it. All right, girl. Why don't you give us a little who, what, and where?
Who what? Well, for those of you who don't know, my name is Asia Monroe. I am one of Philadelphia's fabulous entertainers. I have been doing drag for just a little under 3 years, so that's awesome. What am I wearing? Okay, so this lovely hairpiece is brought to you by Rising Sun Beauty. I got it on clearance for $10.99, and I rolled it into a nice little updo. This jewelry, I don't know who exactly made it, but my good sister from Baltimore, Miss Victoria Blair, sold it to me, and I love it. And this gown, it was gifted to me by Brittany Lynn. Those of you who don't know in the Philadelphia area, please check out Brittany Lynn. And I stoned it, and I believe this gown is by Alexis St. Cartier. And where can you find me? Well, currently I'm in Philadelphia filming for Inside the Drag Closet, but you can find me on social media. Facebook, you can friend request me at Asia Monroe. You can follow me on Instagram at The Asia Monroe. And if you're ever in the tri-state area, I am your current reigning Miss Crimson Moon. You can check me out there, or I with the Drag Mafia, or you can even catch me at Taboo for drag brunch. So I'm happy to be here. I hope I got all those covered.
It's a lot, isn't it?
I forget all the time. I'm like, okay, which one am I on now? So I just talk. I'm like, hi, people. How you doing? This is my stuff. Love you. Yay.
It's funny. On Mondays, I've started doing a live stream for the New Jersey Renaissance Fair.
Oh,
our
cool.
lovely Katie Bourbon, who plays our Duchess, who I believe is watching this evening. She runs that show, and I stage manage it from here. But she took a cue from our page, and she now had, because I run all of it, I have, who art thou? What is thy quest? And from whence dost thou hail?
Yes.
So I have all that information on the side of my screen, and I'm like, press the right button, Jade. Press the right button, Jade.
You're wonderful at this, sweetheart. You got this.
I try. Asia, people are going crazy. Asia, I'm loving that hair from Andrea. It is so incredible.
Thank you.
Derek says, you look amazing, giving me Nina Flowers Does Fish vibes.
Okay. Oh, yes. I love me some Nina Flowers.
Yes.
Right? That hair is gag. Absolutely.
Oh,
Good evening, hair loaf.
yeah, I love good loaf. I throw that loaf in the oven, bake it 350, and this is what she gets. No, hair pieces are the best way to go for me, just personally. It's just so easy, and when you're in a quick pinch or you don't know what to do, this is originally a pony, but you get a good updo, so you get the best of both worlds.
I love it. I've never done one just because I feel like I have such a thick neck that if I don't have hair covering it, I just, hi, everybody.
No, higher and thicker. That's all.
There you go. Yeah. And just throw on a nice, I don't know, simple piece of jewelry.
Subtle and understated.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Can't relate.
Exactly.
Oh.
So we actually did get our first question of the evening. So we're going to dive right into it. From Andrea Elizabeth. Question, what do you use to attach the stones to your gowns? Asia, go ahead and take that one.
So that is a very good question. I use a little bit of a mix. It depends on essentially what I'm stoning and how much I'm going to be wearing it. This is just like a regular cotton fabric. It's not even 4-way stretch. For bigger stones, E6000 hands down. It's always a good faithful. You can rely on it. And then another product I use is called Gem Tack. My good sister Volky put me onto it, and the best thing is that it dries fast and it dries clear. And I've never had a problem with it before. I always do say, with any glue, you will always have that one runaway stone, so never think that all glue is going to keep everything on. But I mean, those are my two go-tos, and they've always worked good for me.
Nice. Got a lot of comments here. From Latanga Manchez. Ooh, Miss Crimson Moon did some drag tonight.
Hey, sis, my good sis, Miss Latanga Manchez. I love you from Latanga.
She is a sweet. I've only met her once, but we She cracked me up when I first met her because I was doing a gig and she showed up to the gig out of drag. And there, I went and busted it.
Titties are coming out.
And she was like, "You are so much fun." I'm like, "Thank you so much." She's like, "I'm Latonga Manchez." I'm like, "Oh, I know you."
Well, she was one of the first people to really get me into Crimson Moon and her and Cherry St. Cartier. And she's been a wonderful, great sister. And I love her so much. So she's watching this. I'm like, see you soon, sis. I love ya.
Ooh, here's a good question from Ms. Jada Sparks. Question, brows covered or brows shaved?
Oh, the golden I feel like we all, I don't know about you ladies, but I take the golden plunge and I only have like this much of a brow because I was drawing them on every day and for the life of me could not block my brows. Whoever blocks their brows, I give you so much credit because I cannot. So
It's not easy.
Can't figure it out. Just if you want to make drag a thing in your life, take the plunge. If not, some good old Prozade or glue stick will get you together.
Right there.
Come on. Sponsored by no, I'm kidding.
Sponsored by Elmer's and Prozade.
Okay.
Oh my God, can you imagine if our show was sponsored by Elmer's and Prozade?
I'm not understanding why they're not a sponsor on a lot of things that involve drag because I don't know about you, but almost every drag queen uses Prozade or glue sticks.
Either that or Home Depot, at least, you know.
I got the tub of it. Like, this is 2 years old because once we went into lockdown, I was like, I'm sitting in my drag room. I'm not wasting my Prozade. It's full. Like, and it keeps on gluing itself shut.
Is that liquidy or is it like jelly?
I got the more gel kind. You just get mascara brushes and brush it in. Granted, you have to buy a remover to take it off, or else it's there and you won't forget about it.
She's a professional. She has her notebook ready to go.
You said that was Gorilla Glue, right? Yeah.
Yes, Gorilla Glue.
Cool.
Or E6000. That's what we were talking about.
Okay, good.
Just ask Anastasia. She's glued her brows with E6000 before.
Oh, that's right. I was there for that.
Are you serious?
Her Prozade dried out. So she was like, I don't have anything. So she E6000 her eyebrows for a gig. And then she was like, it peeled right off and her eyebrow was fine.
Drag.
I'm like,
drag.
Sweat.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, drag. There you go.
The power
When
of
in doubt,
drag.
make it work. We're getting a shout out. Asia's getting a shout out from the fabulous Miss Madam D.
Hey, Madam D girl, what's going on, sugar? How are you?
Sugar. I love it.
We love some Madam D up and inside the drag closet.
Yes, I love you some D. Yes.
Derek's cracking up. He's like, Anastasia will never live that down. She won't.
It's legendary.
She won't.
I've seen so many girls, and I'm guilty of it myself. You know, unfortunately, when you're at a gig or, you know, you're in a rush and things don't go right, but it's about how you roll with the punches. And that's what you got to learn with drag and working in clubs and doing shows. You just got to think fast. And that is very clever. So if Anastasia is watching this, I give you a round of applause because that is so creative.
She's crazy as hell. I've seen people put their teeth in with hot glue. Like for Halloween doing fangs, hot glue. I'm like,
No, like for fangs, I have everything right beside me, apparently. You want to put in fangs, you get yourself some poly grip and you're good.
right? Use
Why
the
do I
dentures.
Oh, because I was a werewolf 2 weeks ago. That's why my fangs are right here.
You were a handsome little devil.
That was fun. I had never
That was
thought
fun.
about painting on chest hair before.
Yeah.
But there was a little something about that I was like, oh, am I supposed to be into me? Because I kind of all right. Poor Andrea. E6000 on there. We don't know how she still has skin or eyebrows. And don't worry about asking too many questions. That's what we're here for. Oh, this is actually a really interesting question too. What is your favorite drugstore makeup brand?
I use several different things. Recently, well, they don't make these anymore, but this is the old Max Factor pan stick. from like way back in the day. But what is it? Is it Wet n Wild that makes the new pan sticks now, Jade?
Yes.
I thought so. And they work really well, even though right now my foundation is Dermablend Leg and Body Cover. But I also like NYX. I use NYX Primer, and NYX Black I found is better than most blacks out there. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about you, Asia?
So, a fun fact is a lot of girls always joke with me that, because I'm not ashamed of it. I do use drugstore makeup. My foundation tonight is the Maybelline, it's the one with the white tip. I forget. It's not the Fit Me, but it's their full coverage foundation. And I'm going to say this, and whoever's watching can quote me. It doesn't matter what brand it is, as long as it's pigmented and it stays on, that's all that matters. And when you get good at painting, you can paint with anything. Maybelline is one of my favorite ones. My primer, I do use Black Opal. Their cream sticks are really good. Yeah. I usually use those if I'm doing like a long show, a pageant, or just like, just like a gig, but as like I'm quick gigs, or, if I just need something fast, Maybelline never fails me. And powders, everyone uses Codier Spun. It's not that expensive. You can get it anywhere. I also really like the CoverGirl. Their loose powder is really good. But there is a Makeup Revolution brand. They have the exact dupes for the Ben Nye little powders. They have a white, translucent, and banana powder. I love banana powder. $6 for their powders, but they last you a long time. So there you go, kids.
Wow.
The big thing I usually get from drugstores or from grocery stores and whatnot, Maybelline eyeliner and lip liner. Lip liner is my weakness. I'm actually not using any tonight because I didn't have any blue, and I wanted to do blue tonight. But I was like, yes, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. If you can't find something in a certain color, use your eyeshadow.
I was gonna say my contour and everything. I use it's not a drugstore, but it's the James Charles palette, because they have those big circles of the neutrals. And I mean, like you said, if you can't find it, if they don't have a contour palette, just use a brown eyeshadow and get a blush palette, and there you go, contour.
I actually really, really enjoy that palette too. The pigmentation in those colors are fantastic. And I just bought one for a good friend of mine. She's watching right now, Miss Cassie Hunter, for her birthday, which was April 1st. So big shout out to you, my friend.
Happy belated birthday.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, Miss Asia. We are going to catch up with you in a couple minutes. I wanted to give Miss DEJA a couple seconds to get a little prepped, get herself situated. I see her painting furiously. So, Asia, we're going to pop you backstage for a couple minutes, and we're going to bring you back after the commercial break.
Bye, everybody. See you soon.
All righty. So, girl, I just noticed this comment from Andrea. I ask a lot because I'm trying to learn. I have my first drag show in 2 weeks, and I'm really nervous.
Aww.
I've always said being nervous is such a good thing, because that means you want to succeed.
That's true.
That
is very true.
I don't get as nervous as I used to when I do drag. Yeah. Like tonight was my nerves were a little up there just because I haven't put a face on in a couple weeks. But now I'm like, we're here. We're having a good time.
Exactly. Yeah, even after all these years, we still get anxious and we still get nervous. And I think a lot of that is excitement, but, you never know what audience, you got to play to your audience. You got to feel people out. So, even I don't think that ever really goes away. You get a level of confidence and you go out there and do your thing. But there are some times where you're like, got the jitters or anxious, but just make the best of it. Be confident and proud of what you bring to the table. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about it. Go out there and present yourself as you. So you'll be fine. And if you need any advice, let us know. You can reach us. You can find us. We are more than happy to help you out.
Yep. Feel free to make use of insidethedragcloset@gmail.com. That's what it's there for.
That's what we do.
So I do want to get to our next guest, but there was a question here. There it is. I love this question. I've gotten this question before, and it's coming from the fabulous Miss Candy Pop. If you could change your drag name, what would you pick?
Oh no. I don't know. I never really thought of that because I mean my drag name is like who I am. You know, because Amethyst is my birthstone. Diamond is the drag family that I originally started in. So, you know, it's my full name is Amethyst Emerald Diamond because my eyes are green. So, you know, I don't know. That's such a good question. I've never really thought of any other name but Amethyst. Like that was my first pick.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I actually, I was going through my Facebook memories this week and I didn't realize I knew I didn't use Jade at first, but the first drag name I was Lady DeVere.
Okay. I like that too.
DeVere was always there.
I like
DeVere
that.
was the 17th Earl of Oxford, the person who supposedly wrote all of Shakespeare's stuff. If you read DeVere's stuff, you'll realize he didn't.
Oops.
Yep. But then I was like, okay, I love AbFab, so I was going to be Eddie DeVere. But people were like, no,
Nice.
that's too masculine. So it's
Right.
like, my eyes are green too. How about Jade? And it stuck.
Beautiful. See, we were meant to be sisters. Isn't that nice?
Hello. All right, girl. Shall we bring in our next guest?
Yeah, let's do it.
DEJA, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. She's good. She is painting furiously. She got stuck at work, but we are super happy to have her. Welcome for her first appearance on Inside the Drag Closet, the fabulous Miss Deja Vu.
Hey, look at you, how cute.
You are gorgeous already. Stop it.
Right? Stop. Don't even stop right there. You're good to go.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So, Deja, why don't you give us a little who, what, where about you?
Okay, sure. Hi guys, it's Deja Vu coming through, and I live in the small town of Reading, PA, which is about an hour from Philly, and I've been doing that for about 3 years, and yeah, hanging out. That's pretty
awesome.
Amazing.
So, Deja, what kind of makeup do you prefer to use? We had a question earlier about what kind of drugstore makeup do we use, if any. So, what do you use on your face?
I always actually use drugstore brand. I can afford and I would love to use bigger brands, but it just works. It's convenient, it's cheaper, and I think if you are skilled with a brush and your creativity, you can really use anything. You can use peanut butter as foundation and Nutella as contour if you really wanted to. So yeah,
I'm gonna start doing that actually.
I'm actually, my go-to is Maybelline. It's all stuck in spirit gum, but yeah, I use Maybelline Super Stay, and yeah, I'm a really basic. So
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
Yep, nothing wrong with that. And that's so true. Asia said the same thing. As long as you have the skill to apply cosmetics, it really doesn't matter what you use. You know, I have my personal preferences, of course, but, you know, I've painted people with what they've brought to me to paint them. I'm like, yeah, okay, here we go. And it still turns out fine. It's just about the application and the blending, really. So.
Exactly. And I want to share some of your photos as you're getting ready because this right here is so pretty and so stunning.
Super cute.
Like, yeah, I love this too. And this just, I pulled pictures from your Facebook earlier. Nah. Let's talk about the fact that you did your own version of the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh,
that's adorable.
That's my siblings and I. I'm in the center, and my brother's a beast, and my sister is the one in blue.
Oh my god, this is amazing!
That's awesome.
Thank you. We did it. Actually, for lockdown was the first time I ever got them in drag, and it was kind of stressful because my parents were conservative, so it's already a trouble having one son, one child in drag. So to have all three would like kill them. So I had to like do their beat, do my beat. My sister's beat was like the quickest. I white lashes, blush, and then we took a picture. And then my dad came home, and we all ran to the bathroom in unison, and we all like scrubbed our face, and yeah. So that's the backstory behind that picture. We did it last year during lockdown.
Wow, that is such an interesting story. So, Deja, does your family not approve of you doing shows and drag?
Oh, so it's definitely been a tumultuous journey, I would say. I mean, they're like we're getting like to more positive progress. Like I've gone to work in drag for Halloween and for Lunar New Year, and everyone seems to love it. And my mom's like so proud. And you know, she's actually like she watched some Drag Race today. She was a little confused, but she's still watching. Yeah, my mom. I think my mom is she's again always a conservative woman, but she's supportive in the way she can be. Like she's seen Plastique, and she's very crudely just like, why can't you be like Plastique? Like Plastique's pretty pageant. And she's like, why do you always have to do the sexy stuff? So I think she's into drag, just maybe not like the slutty, sexy stuff. Just more like elevated drag, which I am not, clearly.
That's okay. You know what? You have a conversation started. Take it from there. You know, that's just ease into it, you know, for her. Why can't you be like Plastique?
Really? You see Plastique? She's skinny. You're not skinny.
What?
Mac dap, ink dap, and no which means so basically she's saying like she's skinny, she's pretty, like Plastique. Because I mean, you can kind of tell from these shoulders. I'm definitely. Oh, and this is like a whole nother backstory. I've always struggled with like my body type and body size. So yeah, it's not really fun hearing that, but fuck it, it's drag. You know, anyone can do drag. Fucking chicken can do drag.
Exactly. It sounds like your mom is the drag queen of the family.
Oh, girl, like she has a Swarovski necklace, like this chunky. And I personally, if you can kind of already tell, I do more like fishy female drag, and so I don't really wear drag jewelry or pageant jewelry. But she has this necklace. I'm like, oh, that's cute. Looks like a drag queen would wear that. And she's like, yeah, Swarovski. I got it for $500 in Colorado. I was like,
okay, Mom.
Constantly reading me, so I think she is. I don't have a drag mother, but if I did, she'd probably be a star.
Do you think she would
your drag mother?
Do you think she would ever let you do her makeup?
I've done it once, and I lost her trust. To be fair, when you beat your face, I'm not done yet, but like. It's easy to beat your own face because you know every contour, you know how your features stand out.
Yeah.
Other people's face is just difficult. Like I can't do my nose contour on her because her nose is just so flat, so it just wouldn't work. Like, if she were like really exhausted and she was having a really good week, maybe she'd let me do her makeup.
Now I want to see this.
I know. I want them to do that challenge. I guess that was Drag Race, right? Where their moms came in and they dressed their moms up like each other. So yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It's funny, when I started doing drag, like I always did dark hair. I looked like my mother. Because my mom and I have very similar facial features, and the only thing I got from my father's side of the family is the sense of humor. So
and these. No.
No, I didn't even get those. These dainty little hands. Nope, those are my mom's too. My knee that's falling apart. That's my grandmother's.
There you go. There it is.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Well, Deja, we are going to take a quick commercial break. We'll give you a couple more minutes to beat your mug. And when we come back, we are going to have some Diamond Dish. After Diamond Dish, we're going to bring both of our fabulous guests back, and we are going to be answering questions from the audience. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, everyone. Hang out. We will be back momentarily.
WLFE-DB.com, where you can find vodcast shows, podcasts, and more like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Paratalk Radio, Just Cindy, and more. So go check out WLFE-DB.com, where talk radio is a whole lot better. Our shows are your shows, and that there makes for a great talk radio.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Brie, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area, 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Ted Van Son Jr. is a seasoned investigator and well-versed in the ways of paranormal investigation. He is now ready to share his ideas and unique approach with all of you. Flashlight, recorder, and comfortable shoes. Hit the ground running as you follow this easy step-by-step guide to a fun and thorough paranormal investigation, perfect for first-time and lightly seasoned investigators. Think outside the paranormal box. Learn all about the technology and techniques used back in the early days of paranormal investigation. You can find these valuable resources online at Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and Amazon. Get yours today.
Hi, I'm Jenna Grover. In the world of fashion, we get lost in the cost. Everyone wants that special piece of quality jewelry, but they can't afford it. Not on my watch. I sell handmade quality jewelry for a fraction of the price, and that includes jewelry made of sea glass, natural stone, crystal beads, glass beads, Bigfoot jewelry, and more. If you don't see what you want, email me, because I make custom jewelry too. Check out my website at gbythesea.com. Also, you can email me at jewelry@gbythesea.com.
WLFE-DB Radio has LGBTQ shows like Across the Pond, Rainbow Soul, Everything Yet Nothing, and Inside the Drag Closet. Check out the schedule on WLFE-DB.com. You can even watch them on TV at WLFE-DB.com under LGBTQ Friends, right off our website. Again, it's WLFE-DB.com for your LGBTQ shows and more.
WLFE-DB.com, where talk radio is a whole lot better. Our shows are your shows, and that there makes for a great talk radio.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Inside the Drag Closet. It's your co-host Amethyst Diamond, and it's that time again for what? That's right, Diamond Dish. So as many of you know, I usually try to keep things positive and send out the message of light and love. And today's Diamond Dish, the topic of Diamond Dish, is do what makes you happy. And today it was inspired by a quote that I seen on Facebook when I woke up this morning. The quote was from my personal all-time favorite drag queen and entertainer, the incomparable Sabrina White. She was Miss Gay America in the year of 2002. That's when I met her. And she's also our reigning Miss Gay United States 2020. The quote, I believe, I'm going to read it to you here. It's from Denzel Washington, the actor Denzel Washington. And the quote says, "If you died tonight, your employer would advertise to fill your job role by the end of the month. But your loved ones, chosen family and friends, would miss you forever." And the part, those of you who follow me on Facebook, the part of the quote that I tagged and posted on my page was the end of the quote. "Don't get too busy making a living that you forget to work on making a life." I'm going to read that one more time. Don't get too busy making a living that you forget to work on making a life. We have to remember, people, that we live in this rat race, go, go, go kind of world. And oftentimes we lose track of what's most important. And that's you. That's yourself. Self-respect and self-worth and self-care. How many of us can say that we are truly happy with our current jobs? Not many. Not many. A personal story from me, my current situation, I work in the fine dining and hospitality business, and have done so since I was 16 years old. And currently, I work for some very conservative individuals who don't quite necessarily sit on my side of the fence, so to speak. And I've had to cancel some shows and not take some certain bookings because they feel that lack of commitment to them is a no-no. So I've had to not live my life and do the things that I want to do and I enjoy doing, the things that make me happy, to satisfy my employer. No, that's not the way that should go. We should, sorry, I have notes. Hold on one second. We should be working to live, not living to work, if you know what I mean. Like I said, it's so difficult for me to do what I want to do and take off work. Thankfully, they gave me off work to come down here tonight. That would have been a deal breaker for me anyway, because this is my family. So we have to remember that being personally happy is so much better than satisfying your employer. You know what I mean? Like, and that quote just hit me so much. It was so inspirational for me. We get too busy making a living and we forget to live our lives. So don't sacrifice your happiness to sustain your life. You know, we only have 10 minutes here in life. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks that we're just supposed to work, and make money and then do it again Monday morning. And by the time we know it, that's all we got. Time's up. So don't miss out on opportunities that come your way. Don't let the demands of others stand in your way of your personal journey or happiness. So do you and be happy.
I love that. I've been very fortunate. I work in a place that is very busy all the time, and my boss fully understands that we have lives. I always, whenever I book a gig, I make sure I request off way in advance. And, you know, it's a busy place, so I can't get a lot of last minute coverage, but that's changing right now, especially with the world the way it is right now.
Right.
You know, every employer in the world is trying to get more employees, but, you know, not every employer is, not everyone's willing to work for what people are offering. And that's awkward, but
it is. And I think, you know, COVID really had a lot to do with that. Most people like myself, I was off all of last year. I worked 2 months out of the entire year last year. So I think a lot of people are just scrambling to get what they can, like I did. Thankfully, it was in the industry that I'm good at and I'm well versed in, but it came with a price. You know, I had, as soon as I got hired, you know, I did the respectful thing and I put in my dates. I said, I have some pre-planned things that I need off for. When I went into work the next day, he said, I think we need to part ways. You're clearly not committed to this position.
Bye.
I had to cancel my show. Yeah, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. But I canceled my shows so that I could stay and make money. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Well, and like we were saying before, money is important in the world, but it's not as important as happiness.
Exactly. It will never buy you happiness.
I need to put that shit on a t-shirt.
A bumper sticker or something.
Right.
Yeah, I was so happy to see that today. I was like, that just spoke to me. Mm-hmm. So, and now that, you know, everybody's getting vaccinated and the talk of returning back to the stage is now on the table, you know, I'm going to quickly say, you know what? I'm more important to me than you are. So,
yeah,
sorry.
And that's the way it is. You know, it sounds a little mercenary, but it's not. It's, you know, keeping yourself happy, keeping yourself busy. You're investing in your soul rather than your pocket.
Exactly. And yes, there are those people, you know, myself included, who are work horses. That's what we do. You know, when we get to work, we focus and we get through it. We work 40, 50, 60 hours a week because that's what we do. That's our work ethic. But even those people, you need to know when to say, hold on, take a breather, you know, and because you got to keep yourself happy. Once your happiness goes, it's pointless.
Yeah. Speaking of workhorses, everybody out there should check out Workhorse Queen, the documentary of Mrs. Kasha Davis. That was a good segue.
Oh, cool. I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. It just came out recently.
That's awesome.
She's a workhorse, but she does what she loves. And
Exactly. And I love doing drag more than I love bartending and serving, you know? So, and I can make more money doing drag than I can working a regular job.
Yeah.
So,
show up to a gig, walk out with $500, or bust your butt all week to make $500.
Yeah.
Now we need weekday gigs.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. Oh my God.
Right. So before we bring back our guests, I did want to, Andrea pointed out the drag name I chose for myself is Orion Angel. I was driving home from a drag show the other day and I decided I was going to do drag, and I saw the constellation Orion staring at me the whole way home. I had always used Angel as a nickname, so it fit. I like that.
That's cool. Orion is a very good name.
Right? As this one just created Orion Stone.
Yeah, my no persona. That's kind of awesome. Good for you.
Candy Pop just pointed out, we were talking about what would our drag name have been.
Mm-hmm.
Since my mother is Anita Minute, who we absolutely adore Anita Minute,
Yes.
I've always said I would change my name to Millisecond.
That's perfect.
Amazing.
Perfect. I love it.
And
That's so
actually, Orion Angel, one of our regulars is watching this evening, Jamie Angel, and they are saying if you need some place to do an online practice and can do so before April 15th, York County Pride is still accepting performances. Message Eve Brown if you are interested.
When is that event?
I knew, and I knew I would forget.
That's fine. You said it's York Gay Pride?
Yep.
That's where I live.
Yeah.
All right. Call me.
I'll give you the contact information.
Cheers.
They were Equality Fest, and now they are York County Pride. So, yeah.
All right. I bet you Miss Jada knows about that.
Oh, right. I love
That
this.
was-
After my Kasha Davis moment, Katie's like, how much does a segue? Listen.
Wow. Good for you, Katie.
She has my number. Alrighty, kids. Let's bring back our fabulous guests for this evening. I see DEJA is looking freaking stunning. Alrighty, kids. Welcome back to Inside the Drag Closet, Ms. Asia Monroe and Deja Vu.
Hi.
Hey, Deja.
See you. I know we've never met, but I have heard your name around, and I've heard like pageant wins, all your talent. So I'm excited to meet you.
Oh, thank you, sis. It's fabulous to meet you. And then, like I told Jade before, this is a great platform for us to come together, and I get to walk out of here with 2 new good Judys. So yes, I did a little social media stalking, and I saw your photos. I was like, God damn, she's gorgeous.
She's cute, right?
Yes.
She's blushing already. Let's talk a little bit about this gorgeousness right here.
Look at those cheeks.
Okay.
I want those.
Okay, I'm about to say.
How you do that?
Rice and noodles.
I love it. I can't.
Okay, I wish I had those cheeks. Those are gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I used to again going back to like body image stuff. I used to hate like at college, but like build big arms, legs. I just never. But I'm learning as I'm getting older to embrace that.
You're beautiful, sweetheart. Embrace who you are.
Right.
Look at you.
We're still on talking about like
Look at that highlight.
a community. So
Ooh. Jade, honey, that highlight is everything.
What is that highlight, by the way? What you using?
So I don't know what brand this is because it's really old. Color Story. This is Color Story.
Oh,
And
cute.
sometimes I use, honestly, it doesn't matter what brand I use because it's just highlighter.
Exactly.
That's fair.
I use baking grease, you know.
I set my face with baby powder, and I still.
It works. And it's much less expensive than Ben Nye or Miron.
You'll probably get cancer in 50 years, but
at least you'll look good.
Yeah.
Facts.
So one of the main reasons I asked you two lovely ladies on the show this evening was what happened in Georgia recently in Atlanta. Asia has this beautiful poster on her Facebook wall, and I wanted to give you both a couple minutes to just talk about what happened and how it's affected you and how you've just kind of turned that negative into a positive if that's happened. Whoever wants to go first.
Asia?
Okay, I'll go first. You know, what happened in Georgia is like, even talking about it and thinking now, it just makes your stomach turn. And unfortunately, it's not something that we haven't seen going on in our country and many other countries. And what baffles me is that, you know, people don't think that hate is real, not just, you know, with everything going on, but hate in general. And that's what baffles me, because I always say to somebody, whoever says like, oh, it's not real, or what if it was you? What if someone just picked on you because you were a certain race, or you were thick and juicy or whatever? And it's like, you know, like I said, we were talking backstage before, and I said, unfortunately, with Asian hate, it's something that it's always been here. It's always been here. It's just now we had that final straw that broke the camel's back, and this is the year that a lot of people are doing a lot of self-reflection and self-education, but also growth. And what I also want to say is that, you know, within the Asian community, unfortunately, there is already some sort of divide between the different cultures and countries and stuff. And we together as the nationality, as Asian beings, you know, we have to stand together and not only, you know, end the hate, but we also have to educate. Quote that. And it's just, like I said, it's unfortunate. And it's like, being someone who is, I'm Vietnamese. I was adopted when I was a baby, for those of you who don't know. I was the first one I'm the only minority in my family. And it was like, you know, my parents have always embraced the fact that I was Vietnamese and always made sure I understood my culture and who I am. And it was like, you know, growing up for me, it was like, you know, not only did I look different from my parents, but, you know, like I was probably one of the only 2 out of 3 Asian kids in my school. And it was just like, you know, from then early on, I knew the world viewed me as different. You know, before even I knew I was queer or anything, that was the first thing I noticed. And it's unfortunate. And it's like, you know, people, we can make jokes, you know, we can joke around and stuff like that, you know, do our little Asian accent and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, it does rub people the wrong way. And it does, you know, those things that people are doing now, and, you know, that it's coming, I don't want to say coming to light, but now that the world is seeing more of what's going on, it's like, you know, it's time to wake up, people. And it's time to know that, you know, us as Asian people, we are not going to take this hate. And it's like, you know, and it doesn't matter who it is, any hate to begin with, but it's like, you know, enough is enough, and it has to stop. And it's absolutely disgusting. And if you're watching this and you're one of those people who not only have said something along those lines, or, you know, you've witnessed it but didn't say something, that's something to consider. Because I know a lot of people will sit around, hold up those phones, and won't say nothing, but use your voice because it's important. You can save somebody. So
well said, Asia. Very well said. Yeah, so many people are quick to grab their phone and record what's going on, but instead they need to put the phone down.
Whenever I see a fight or, you know, a verbal altercation, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, the first thing should not be one to take out your phone, but, you know, try to calm down the situation. But like if it's something call the police or something. It's like, you know, like I had seen this video. It was this, you know, elderly Asian woman, and some guy like beat her up or something. And you know, first what I noticed is that he was on a stretcher, she wasn't. And also, people are like you see so many people videoing, and it's just so aggravating because it's just like, is that really who we are in this day and age? That we'd rather get a viral video before we can help somebody and save somebody? Come on now, it's just
gross.
It's disgusting. But
that's gross.
It's time to wake up people and change.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I can possibly think is like people want to make sure it's on film, but when my first instinct would be to step in, not to grab my camera.
Right.
It's gross. It's gross.
DEJA, would you like to add anything?
Absolutely. I'm actually, I guess, a bit of a contrast to Asia's approach. And so initially, when I heard about Stop Asian Hate, and I heard about these Asian hate crimes, honestly, I just kind of rolled my eyes, which I know is horrible. And I work in a nail salon, by the way, so that's my job. And I'm surrounded by a bunch of older, conservative, Vietnamese stereotypes. And so honestly, like, when my family and my mom and we're like, be careful where you go, you know, people are attacking Asians, I was like, first of all, no one's gonna catch me slipping. And second of all, like, I just kind of rolled my eyes because I have always been my whole life a very liberal, very progressive, or I try to be. And so I've always been the outcast in my family. So when my family group chat was like, oh guys, watch your backs, da da da, I was like, girl, where's this energy for like, what does it matter? And also my friend, and usually I do this rant, if anyone knows me personally, I do a rant sometimes when I'm in drag, and I'm like, hey guys, DEJA coming through, and I just like talk about whatever. And I have stayed pretty silent on the matter just because I shouldn't have to remind people to not be racist. Like, I shouldn't be like, hey guys, today we're not gonna hate Asian people. Like, I shouldn't have to remind you to just like not be racist. Just don't do it.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I obviously care, and when you do look at the stories of people, and anyone really just doesn't have to be Asian, anyone who grew with immigrant parents, you know the shit they went through. So they hear like, you know, they crossed literal oceans and they suffered long work hours and built themselves from the bottom to the top just to get gunned down. It's like horrible, and I do like get a little emotional when I think about my mother. Just like that's your legacy, like you like build yourself up from shit from the ground and then suddenly just gunned down and you're done. So yeah, I just get a little emotional thinking about it when it comes to my parents, my mother, like, that's it, like you're dead. And I just think so fucking stupid and shitty. But yeah, so that was my initial response. I just wasn't very like empathetic. I was like, well, these people, like, you shouldn't have to remind people to not be racist. So I agree with Stop Hate. I just wish it just didn't have to be like, I have to remind people like, hey, you know, don't kill me.
My good friend James and I talk about similar issues all the time because he's like, as a black man, he is sick of reminding people not to do racist shit.
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time. He's like, I'm exhausted from telling people to not do anti-black stuff. As a black man, I'm exhausted. James is amazing. I got to be best man at his wedding, and he's like, him and I click because he knows I'm sick of telling people not to do homophobic shit.
Yeah.
And it wears on you. And
it does.
It really does.
It really does. And even take all the labels away. What happened to human decency? What happened to respect? I don't care what color you are, what nationality you are, who you sleep with, who your mama is, who your daddy is. I still respect you, and it's none of my business to judge you. I don't have time to worry about the subcultures and things like that. Why go out of your way to try and promote that disrespect? It makes you ugly. ugly. Like I don't get it. It's gross to me. It's just gross. Like even I'm biracial. I'm black and white. You know, I was always too dark for one side and too light for the other. And I'm like, you know what? I'm brown and beautiful. It is what it is.
Okay.
Like stop. Ain't got time for it.
Stop.
Yep.
Dodge me. She's like, stop.
In the name of love.
Stop. Well, okay, just me then.
No, I get the meme. I see what you're going for there.
Mhm.
It's a TikTok meme, and I can't remember what it is, even though I'm hopelessly addicted to TikTok right now.
My favorite TikTok of yours, Jade, is when you're dressed in the Star Trek outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one where if you want to look sexy, look away and bite your lip.
That's it.
That kills me. I love that one.
Paragon of femininity that I am.
Look at those boobies. Bubbas.
They're large and in charge tonight.
Large.
Only from the front, though.
It's large and lovely.
Nothing wrong with it. Ain't mad at you, baby.
Okay.
So we did get some information. Thank you, everyone out there. A lot of the comments we were getting in during. Actually, I want to go through some of them. We did get some fantastic information about York County Pride, but we're going to come back to that.
Thank you.
And yeah, just Katie pointed out a horrible thing about our culture. If it didn't happen to me, it didn't happen. Toddler level of object permanence nonsense. Like,
there it is.
If it didn't affect me, it didn't happen. And that's, I hear it every day.
Not me, not my problem. Well, guess what? It's gonna be your problem soon. Just saying.
And it's things like this I love. Andrea says 2 of her students were wearing the same dress to school, and they called themselves twins all day, despite that their skin was different colors. It was such a beautiful moment that they thought I really wouldn't be able to tell them apart. And kids aren't born with this. Kids have to learn this.
I was gonna say that is such a great statement, and especially with the youth. And it's like, you know, when looking back at, you know, when I was younger, and when I, you know, in grade school and, you know, elementary school, and it was like thinking back to all the kids that ever said anything. It's like you have to remind yourself they're not born with that. They're taught that. It comes from the parents or lack thereof. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know, I sometimes I feel for new parents, because, you know, I know it's hard and stressful, but, you know, it's your job to really, you know, educate your child and let them know that, you know, the world is different than versus what's in these 4 walls of this house. And it's like, you know, when I was younger, I had an incident to where, like, I had a friend of mine in school, and we were in elementary school. I remember this like it was yesterday. And he was like, you know, I can't be friends with you because kids call you a faggot, and my mom says she doesn't want other kids calling me a faggot, so I can't be friends with you. And then, you know, at that moment it hurt me, but when I look back at it, it's just like I can't be mad at him, because, you know, if I didn't know what that word meant at the time, you didn't know what that word meant at the time. So it goes back on, you know, the parents, and it's like, you know, these, especially with the kids, that's what it really gets me, because it's like you don't even know what you're talking about. You know, you don't even know half these slurs or words that are coming out your mouth, yet you are so quick to, you know, call someone, you know, out their name, or, you know, all these terrible racial slurs. And it's so upsetting, but it drives me more, because that's education I can give to somebody and, you know, pass on to them. And it's like, you know, and like you said, like, you know, like DEJA said, like, it's unfortunate, like, you know, we have to keep instilling this into people, but, you know, at the end of the day, as long as we are educating and, you know, learning from our mistakes, then hey, at least we're doing something good.
That's why I love doing this show, because it gives all of us a platform to stand up and speak our part. You know, having both Asia, yourself, and DEJA on here, you know, I'm down in Atlanta, Georgia right now. You know what I mean? So I'm right where all this is going on. So thank you for coming on here and putting yourselves out there and being vulnerable and speaking your stories, because that's what this show is about. It's about embracing and educating people and ending the stupidity that is just out there.
And looking damn good doing it.
And looking damn fly doing it. How you doing?
Yes.
As we all do our supermodel look.
Oh, they just sitting there pretty. She don't even have to do nothing. She just sitting there pretty.
Right?
Gorgeous.
Like, I'm good. I'm good.
Damn, Tony.
Beautiful. So there's this whole dichotomy I could go into about DEJA versus Philip. And
Yeah.
Oh,
go on.
Well, and this does tie in, I feel like, with an Asian American identity. So I growing up, and I do recall Asia said this earlier, that I was reminded that I was Asian before I was queer. Actually, I didn't even know what being gay was until I was 12. I just because if I knew that liking boys was an option, I would have totally been open about it. But
okay,
no, and I was interpreting my gayness as oh, I just really want to be your friend, and for some, I have a weird attraction. But beauty and Asian beauty and all that, and I would love someone to chime in, just being Asian in the gay community. I always felt some kind of way, and I don't know if anyone else can relate. And my therapist, she being a white cis woman, didn't really get it. She was like, "Oh, Philly's really progressive. You can go dating, and it doesn't matter if you're Asian." Da da da. But I don't know about you, Asia, or anyone. I felt outcasted, whether it was my size, race. I don't know.
All the time.
Gay bar, and when you're with your friends, and you just notice how everyone congregates and just sex and dating isn't everything, but I don't know. I just want to be seen, and I want to be wanted. Yeah. It just feels. I don't know. Asia, do you have any?
No, thank you for bringing that topic to light, because that is something within the gay community is so that word, relevant. We are so, for Asian people, and we are fetishized, and I've had many experiences before where it's I get that one creepy Christopher Columbus guy coming up to me saying,
right.
I was at Woody's, and he was like, "Oh, well, how much for a massage?" I looked at him, and at first I was like, "I'm way too sober for this." Second of all, I said, "Well, you could hardly afford my price." Next, and I said, "Get out of here." And it's and my friends are like, "Did that really happen?" I'm like, "Girl, yeah, I could show you Grindr and all those fun dating apps. It's
Grindr.
It's unfortunate, and it's I've seen many profiles where it's no fats, no femmes, no Asians, and it's okay, you missing out. It's okay, and unfortunately, unless you're not a chiseled, nice, light white boy, you're outcasted, and it took me a while to accept that I was not that. But I'm happy end of the day. I'm perfectly fine, because just there's somebody out there looking for that, there's somebody looking for me, and they will love all this goodness. And it's it's unfortunate, like you said, it's unfortunate and so annoying to have to remind people, but it is what it is, but changes are coming, so
yeah, it's funny to think that I knew what color I was before I knew who I was.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Deja?
Well, I'm in a better place now. I went through therapy. I'm medicated for my anxiety, depression, and all that. So I'm in a better place, and I don't take rejection as serious as I used to. But speaking of Grindr, girl, I am not the ugly one. I just don't treat me like I'm the repulsive one. So I just hate. I don't know. I don't know if it's a personal preference thing, but it's annoying.
It is, and it's whenever
because I've been with my white friends and they're on Grindr and everyone's hitting them up, and then I'm I'm not ugly. Like, yes, I'm
I'm cute.
Okay. And that's the thing too, is like for me personally, it's like, you know, I am the least masculine. One. Two, it's like, you know, with Grinder especially, it's, you know, I don't expect as much as I receive. So, but no, I totally understand that. And it's not only it's with Grinder, it's just with, like, you know, other things too. It's like I see certain friends in, you know, the queer community. I'm like, oh well, it must be nice, you know. And they're like, oh stop. And I'm like, you don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, because you don't get it. And, you know, and that's why, you know, I'm grateful for this show, because, you know, whenever I meet a new queen, just like I met Amethyst tonight, I'm so grateful. But I love, especially when I meet other Asian girls and, you know, entertainers in this community, because, you know, it may not seem like it, but there is a small bunch of us. And, you know, I love it even more. And it's like, you know, I have to remember, like, you know, there's other people out there going through the same experience just like I am, and, you know, you're not alone. So that's what I feel like personally helps me, you know, roll through those hard times, where I sit here and feel like, well, why don't he like me? And it's, you know, it is what it is. But I may not be his cup of tea, but I'm a full teapot and I've got plenty of love to give around. So
I know that's right. I know that is right.
Okay.
Okay.
Anastasia talked about that on my YouTube series, you know, 2 years ago when that was still a thing. And she was like, you know, she compared Grinders with a friend of hers. And they were like, oh, there's a lot more people visible, which means people just go through, because she's curvy and she's black. People are like, block. And she's like, wow, half of the people on yours are missing on mine. That's great. I'm like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, there's a lot of racism in the gay community. There really is.
Very much.
Hard to say.
Speaking of Anastasia, she noticed that. Great.
Hi, baby.
You are 100% right, and that's what I honestly gets me so much, because we already as a community have so many people against us, yet we want to sit here and, you know, categorize everybody under the sun even more. Like, come on now, Mary. Like, I don't get it. I just, you know, the gays, honey, the gays.
Gays of our lives.
Okay. One of my favorite straight people has a new favorite term this evening, by the way, though. Christopher Columbus guy, new favorite term.
You're welcome. Sorry, but it's whenever I've seen it, and, you know, it happened to me. So it's happened to me so many times, where it's just like, you know, you think that one guy's really into you because, you know, but then, you know, he's just like, wow, like, I've never been with an Asian. And I'm like,
it really do be like that. Like,
all right, you shouldn't have said that, because now I'm going to charge you more. So, okay. But unfortunately, every minority goes through different things, but at the end of the day, it is one common thing: it's hate. And that's just, it's so baffling, but, you know, we all relate to it in some sort of way, whether you're queer, you're race, you're this, you're that. But all I know is, at the end of the day, I'm gonna get up on that stage and swirl.
Yes. We twirling, hoes.
Okay.
We twirling.
Vicky, just perfect timing for that. Be proud of yourself. Dominate the stage.
Exactly. Because they could never. They could never.
Mm-hmm.
But Deja and Asia, what are some of your favorite Asian entertainers in the drag community?
Oh, it's a good question. Well,
while you think, I'll name some of mine. While you think. Some certain queens to mention: former Miss Gay Americas, Maya Montana, Miss Gay America 1998, Susie Wong, 2017 Miss Gay America, and of course our reigning symbol of excellence, Pattaya Hart, who was our reigning Miss Gay America 2021 and 22. Thank you, COVID. Some other ones, Maya Douglas, who is a former Miss Gay US of A, Miss Continental, Universal Show Queen, National Entertainer of the Year, Miss Continental Elite. Stunningly gorgeous. Love Maya Douglas. And of course, Philadelphia's own Lady Geisha Stratton, of course. So those are some of my favorites that I love.
Yes, no, I was gonna say you took her. I was as you're listing this, I'm like, okay, and then you said Pattaya Hart, and Pattaya Hart is one fierce ass entertainer, and it's like, it's one thing to have people you look up, but when you see an entertainer, and you just say, wow, I relate to them so much, and you get that, you see that they're, for me, like, you know, being Asian, you know, I see like another Asian girl, another Asian entertainer is doing something just like me. It's so inspiring, but it just gives you that shock of energy, like, I'm doing what I do because at the end of the day, in time come, I know there's going to be another little baby queen up on that stage, and we're going to see each other, and they're going to say, wow, another Asian legend. And it's, you know, that, yes,
it's a really good feeling for sure. I kind of fall under like the comedy umbrella. I'm busy.
And she's busy.
No.
So I kind of fall under the comedy umbrella. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, as you were listening, I was thinking of queens on Instagram I really like. Ayan and Auntie Chan, which I think they're both from Chicago. And see Lou in New York City. I don't know if names are sticky, but yeah, I just love. So yeah, I love an Asian performer. I just love they're pretty, but they're funny, and that's just everything I aspire to be.
Full disclosure, I reached out to Auntie Chan for this evening, but she wasn't available. But we're gonna get her another time, hopefully. Because we had her good Judy Darby-Lynn Cartwright on the show a while ago. So hopefully we'll get Auntie Chan.
Oh, awesome.
I have always been a huge fan of Manila Luzon. I can't even say it. I can't talk anymore. Manila Luzon.
Yes.
She's just amazing. And
it's fun.
Yeah. But yeah. Sorry, I'm also trying to watch the questions coming in and backtrack to all the other questions. So my brain is in 4 different places right now. Plus, I think there's a conversation going on inside the comments, but because of the algorithm of StreamYard, I don't know what's going on.
I was going to say, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
But before I even knew like a lot of with those names that Amethyst just listed, and a lot of, you know, really the drag outside of Drag Race, the first queen I ever saw on Drag Race was Jujubee, and it was like, you know, for the longest time, and I'm gonna say this is like, you know, it always bugs me when, like, you know, queens are always like, oh, you look so much like so and so, or, you know, and it's like, and then it took me a minute, and I was like, but I'm proud because, you know, at least Asian girls are getting recognized, and, you know, seeing her on All Stars, you know, it's like, you know, I've met her a couple times, and it's just like, you know, her being that first face to see someone like me, and it just click. It's just so magical. So I was gonna say, if people who don't know the other drag entertainers, Jujubee is another one that, you know, I really do like.
He is a party too.
Yes.
I did a gig with her like 8 years ago, and I remember coming out of my hotel room. She came out of her room. She's like, "Hi, my name's such and such. Where the hell do I go to smoke?" I was like, "Follow me."
Oh, yeah, love Jujubee.
And fun fact with Lady Geisha, she'll even tell you this. You don't know how many times we get confused for each other. And it's funny because if you look at Geisha and you look at me, we paint completely different. And it's like, you know, and so many times like, people are like, oh, I love when you did that show at Eye Candy back. And I'm like, I think you're talking to the wrong one. But thanks. And I'll tell her in passing, like, yeah, girl, there's some fan over there. She loved when you did this gig, so and so. And she'll tell me, like, people ask her, like, oh, how are you, Asia? And she's like, I'm not Asian. So
people don't realize how that's like low-key racist. Like, I mean,
I don't think it's low-key racist. I think it's blatantly racist.
It's ignorant. It's ignorant.
Especially since, like, I know both of you and your makeup styles are completely different. Like, and your facial structures are completely different. Like,
Poison and I get that all the time too. Me and my drag mother, Poison, all the time. People will walk up, hey, good seeing you last weekend. Thanks for coming to the party. I'm like, they're like, you're Poison, right? I'm like, I'm her daughter. I'm Amethyst. She's like 10 shades darker than me. And like, I'm just saying, like, it happens all the time. But I love my mother, so it's fine. I play it off. But yeah, it's like, we're two different people. So.
I get mistaken for no one.
I was going to say
Scarlet Overkill.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a foot shorter. Yes, that's exactly right.
At least. At least.
So to backtrack a little bit, because we did get onto a very good topic, but I do want to make sure we do answer some of the fabulous questions we were getting in. One of the questions we got earlier in the show, Amethyst and I already kind of answered it, but I want to throw it to the two of you as well. If this was not your drag name, what would your drag name have been?
Oh, I have no clue. My dad actually gave me my drag name. I wanted something with an Asian influence, and he was like, well, what about Asia? And I was like, okay. And I said, well, I really want like a good last name. I really want a name that, my kids will carry on in the future. And he's like, well, Monroe, because, Marilyn Monroe is beautiful. So Asia Monroe. And I was like, look at you. But if it wasn't, Asia Monroe, in my long lost dreams, I would love if it would ended with Davenport, but but I have no idea. Like, that's a tough question, because when you finally get your name, it's like the Sorting Hat. Once they give it to you, it's set. Like, it's so hard.
Oh, exactly.
Question. Whoever asked that question, kudos to you. Because that's a hard question.
How about you, Deja?
Actually, well, you rephrased the question differently, but I did have a drag name before Deja Vu. When I was 12 and before I knew I was gay, I was like, oh, if I had a daughter, it'd be hilarious if I named her Deja Vu Fam. And Vu is a Vietnamese name, and if you pronounce like Vu, it means boob. But anyhow, before that, it was something like very generic. I was like Sasha, because I just like the name, sound of the name, and Lee because it's Sasha Lee. But then I don't know, I just went back to that 12-year-old me, and I was like Deja Vu, and I was like, yeah, I kind of dig that. Like, Vu's a Vietnamese. It's cute and it's short, and when I had started, I was in Reading, and all these girls had names like Crystal and Lola, and like just these like long names like Balenciaga, and I was like, a girl. So I just thought Deja Vu was really cute and short, and that's why I always say Deja Vu coming through. And yeah, so
that's super cute.
A Deja Vu would be probably Sasha Lee, but I'm really glad it's Deja Vu.
I dig Deja Vu.
And people always remember you.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute. That's cute. It works.
Like a trauma.
Yes.
So my dear friend Katie has a really good question, and I like this. What are your go-to stress reducers, particularly before a show? Amethyst, do you want to answer?
What was the question?
You're fine. You're fine. You're great.
Totally kidding. Music. Music is my my anxiety relief. It builds me up. It pumps me up. Like when I'm doing my makeup and I have music on, 9 times out of 10 I put way too much on, which isn't really a thing for drag. But yeah, music just inspires me and lifts me up and just puts me in a good mood. And that mood is just, conveyed to everybody else in the room that I'm around. So music does it for me.
I love that.
And wine. Lots of wine.
Usually for me, if I'm stressed or, while I'm getting ready, like Amethyst, I love listening to music. I'll either listen to what I'm performing or one of my favorite numbers to perform when I'm in drag. Sometimes if it's like if I wake up and, have a stressful day and I'm sitting there before I get ready, I love watching like old, like drag videos, like talent videos of different performers. Like I could sit here and watch Miss Shay Shay Larice all day. I could sit here Kennedy all day twirl. I could watch, Katia Lee Love twirl. Like I could watch, I love watching old pageant videos. That's a stressor for me because I love pageants. But yeah, no, definitely music that's a very good stressor. And I'm not a big drinker, but I will have some lovely Miss Marijuana. So she's also a big stress reliever, but I can't have too much before a show or I'll knock out and I won't make it to the show.
Nah.
How about you, Deja?
Actually, I don't really have a stress reliever. I think just honestly staring in the mirror and just being really quiet and reminding myself you are that bitch. Do not worry. And I feel like some people think I'm a cunt for that because I don't talk to other people, but it's literally just because I'm anxious and I'm trying.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Personal affirmations and building yourself up, there's nothing wrong with that. Look in that mirror and tell yourself who you are and what your worth is.
Exactly.
Because until you believe it, nobody else will. So
self-love is the best love.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
What do I do before show? Literally, I'll crack jokes. If I can make the entire dressing room have fun, then I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm ready.
Fabulous.
You are so good with that too. I love being in a dressing room with you. It's not even funny. Being backstage with you is one of the highlights of being in a show with you. Truly.
My sense of humor gets onto an autopilot where stuff will come out. I won't always be responsible for it, but I will apologize after her.
Yeah.
I love a good zinger. I'm in this phase of my life that I love a dad joke. I don't know why.
That's okay.
I don't understand why. Everybody who sees me at work, if their pants are torn, I will comment on the fact that it's not even Sunday and they're wearing holy pants.
Oh dear.
That should not. It shouldn't be as funny, but
I'm in my 40s. This is what my life is now.
My loaf is too tight. I don't know. That's probably why I'm laughing.
My loaf.
I hate when my loaf is too tight.
Jade is like Amethyst said, being in a dressing room environment. I remember when we did Chambersburg Pride, and that's the one thing I even told Voki about this. I said, I really like her because for me in a dressing room, I'm all about energy. I've been in some dressing rooms where the tension is so high, it's about to blow the roof off. But you are just such that comfortable, loving person, and you're talkative to the point where it's not, annoying, it's comforting. That's what that's something I just had to say that. It was just something it really resonated with me. Because the dressing room vibe before a show can make or break the show. I don't care what someone says.
So true.
I remember that gig was so much fun. That dressing room was hot as balls. I remember Calorie Kardashian Williams walks into the room and she's like, "This heat is homophobic." First thing out of her mouth. And at one point, I got into my first outfit and I just walked over to you and Volky. I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you. Who the fuck are you?" I was like, "Let's do this. Let's have fun." I even found that picture today. And I'm wearing the same damn hair.
It looks good.
Oh my God.
That's so cool.
that was like my first out of town gig, and like even if like if Oki wasn't there, or if I wasn't there with her, I just it was just so comforting because I was nervous, meeting girls that I've never met before and working with a lot of big names in that area. You feel like the small fish in a big pond, and it's like it was just so comforting. It was a really great show, and then I try to do that whenever I'm in a show and I meet someone new or we have an out of town guest. I always try to make them feel as comfortable as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So some of the comments we've been getting, we were talking about York County Gay Pride. They are taking applications until April 15th. Selected performances will be paid $50 for performance. Up to 3 performances can be submitted. It is still virtual this year due to COVID, so we need everything by April 15th. I think they just messaged me about submitting a video too. So we can package the program and get it to the interpreters, which kudos to them. I hosted their event last year and I had a ASL interpreter the entire time, which was amazing. But that way they can get it to the interpreters and closed caption it by the premiere on June 5th.
That's
so
awesome.
Definitely reach out to them. I know that they posted here it is. Here's the link, which has the performer packets, sponsor packets, vendor packets available at, I'm not reading that on the air. rainbowrosecenter.org/York County Pride. Yeah, that was the quick version of it. Scrolling through comments. Amethyst, ask them a question. I'm still trying to find stuff. Oh, actually, never mind. I got one. It's going great. So actually, Jamie Angel, very important question. How difficult was coming out as a drag performer to your family? Well, DEJA, you talked about this originally.
Yeah.
Actually, so in both my discovery of my gayness and my drag queenness, I never really had a coming out. It never was like, oh my god, I'm like it just kind of happened naturally. I think when it came to drag, I just kind of was like, my parents were like I wasn't hiding it, so they were just like, oh, you've been buying a lot of wigs and da 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 da, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a drag queen. I'm like, and then my mom was very concerned because again, she's getting used to the idea of it, but she was like, because in her mind, not even about drag, but in her mind, when I turned 21 and she took me to celebrate, and that was so nice for her that she drove. She was like, what are you gonna do if someone wants to have sex with you? And I'm like, first of all, that's not gonna happen. Second of all, no one just comes up to you in a gay space and was like, wanna fuck? At least not that I know of. So her idea of drag was like strippers and hookers and like men grabbing their crotches, which, at the right venue, yeah, it's like that. But no, drag's not like that for everyone. So it was not difficult to come out, but I definitely had a lot of turmoil with them. But yeah, in terms of difficulty coming out, there was never really a coming out. It just was here I am. So.
Nice. How about you, Asia?
It wasn't. I am blessed to say that it wasn't, hard just coming out in general, but it wasn't hard at all. I've been to many drag shows with my family before I even started drag, and when I told them I wanted to start drag, they were like, "Go for it!" Like, do it. And my parents are so supportive, and what's great is that like my dad, like he'll come to a drag show, like any of my shows, and then like he'll kiki with the girls, and he'll always say like I'm not just Asia's dad, I'm everyone's dad, and he's like that. And it's like and sometimes like I have to educate them on certain things, or like if I make like a reference, or I say like, oh, she won this so and so title, or like when I told them I said I wanted to start competing in pageants, I had to sit them down and be like, this is what elite is, this is what at large is, which is what I qualify for, this is what this is. So they're very accepting. And it's like my last in the drag closet, my my dad, he was, I think he was doing something, he couldn't watch it, but I came downstairs the next morning and they're watching it on YouTube on the television downstairs, and they're like, well, why did you wear that outfit? Shouldn't you wear something like more like pizzazz? I was like, first of all, if y'all want to see me in something I don't have, you can bring it to me. But no, it was a good experience. So anyone who's watching out there, if you ever do a show, and if my dad or my family's with me, they're always there, not to just support me, but to support all the girls that are performing at the show. So
that's beautiful.
That's awesome.
How about you, Amy?
It's been great for me as well. I came out when I was 18, and my mom kind of told me that she knew already. So there was never an issue with that when I started drag. I mean, I have pictures of my mom putting my pantyhose on backstage as an 18-year-old boy down in DC for the first time, getting ready to do a show. She's been to pageants. She's seen me crowned and decrowned, and she's one of my biggest fans. And even the funny thing tonight, when I was putting my stuff together for tonight, I was putting the stones, where are they, on these flowers. And I was getting my jewelry out. I said, I'm going to wear this, and I have orange here, and I'm going to put stones on. And she said, don't you think that's too much? I was like, nah, like this isn't too much. Like, it's the stones that do it. Well, yeah, she's my biggest fan. So it was never an issue, never a problem.
I love that.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to refer to my drag as my war paint. Oh, there she goes with her war paint on again.
Yes, ma'am.
When I did the Scott Church's drag documentary, my mom actually met me and Derek there and sat with us during it. And it was interesting because I talked about my family dynamic and the fact that my dad has never been in the picture. And my mom from the audience is like, you're damn right he wasn't. And I was like, okay. So we are actually 5 minutes over our time, but there are 2 questions I still want to answer. Cool. So we're going to get to these quickly. They kind of tie together, and we're going to start with the beautiful Miss Lola's question. We heart Miss Lola. What was the first number you did?
My first number, it was at a lip sync battle. Luckily we kind of knew what we were performing, and mine was Marry the Night by Lady Gaga. And looking back at the video, I thought Mama was turning it up there, and I look hot in this express. But it was the dream that became a reality that night. Every time I get in drag and perform, I always think back to that night and that feeling of just everything being so right. It's just the spirit. Ooh.
How about you, Deja?
Oh my God. So I find it so funny that Lola asked that because she's also a Reading queen. So hi, Lola. My first number, in the classic Deja Vu fashion, I was super late, even though I lived 5 minutes around the corner. I finished work, threw on a wig. I spent like 20, 30 minutes trying to glue my brows down, and then my eyes, I love doing cut crease, but like when I started, I just drew a lid, like boop, lid wing. And my first number I did was Your Body by Christina Aguilera. And I didn't have a drag outfit at all. I had a fucking crop top, and like I wanted to wear like this white pant, like a panty, like that, drag queens wearing bodysuits, but all I had was these shorts. I just pulled them up and stuffed my junk in the back as best I could, and walked down in these cute little heels I got from and did the damn thing. So that was my first drag performance. Lola,
I love that.
Come out to that show, so I really appreciate that the question is from her.
I love that. My first number was a female cover of Somebody to Love by Queen. And I was doing it as a girl leaving a one-night stand. So I had like tears painted coming down my face. I had like messed up hair. And I loved that number until the MC started talking halfway through it as I'm holding a high note. That beautiful high note in the middle of the song. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, Jade DeVere. And I was like, I'm still holding the note, and I turned around and went, And I kept going with my damn number because I was not done.
Right. Wait your turn.
Right. How about you, Amethyst?
My first number was Snapshot by RuPaul that I performed in October of 1999 in Washington, D.C.
1999?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. The year used to start with a 1. Yeah. Oh, that was a dream. I'm just kidding. It was last week. No, yeah, I was 19. I was 19. I'm 41 now. I just turned 41 in February. So they just said, where?
No.
I'm 41, so yeah. I have just enough black in me not to crack.
I just turned 42 and nobody's questioning it. Great. Now, we have one more question that we're going to get to, and this question might rock the boat a bit, but that's kind of why I want to ask the question. What is the most overdone drag performance song in your opinion?
Christ. And I Am Telling You by Jennifer Holliday.
It's my favorites.
I know. Love it too. Absolutely love it. But girl.
Okay. So I have a mixed feeling about this because I feel like this is the number that every drag queen should do. But you know that one mix, turn me out, when it goes into I'm Every Woman, into You Lost Your Nail Frying Chicken, into the 20 whip cracks, into the Turn Me Out.
Get on up.
That's why I stopped performing it, because it was one of my favorite numbers to do. But every time I went to a show, they'd be like, "You have to resend your music because someone's doing it." I'm like, you know what? But I would say, since I feel like anything Gaga or Ariana, and every show, it's just, I'm sorry. Just had to get that out.
It's true though. You feel better now, Asia. Let it out. Let it out, baby.
Oh,
her loaf is too tight. How about you, Deja?
Okay, so going off of what Asia said, I feel like every twink just wants to do Into You by Ariana Grande, and I love that song. That's my go-to guilty pleasure. But yeah, it's kind of overdone. Like, okay, we get it. Keep on breathing, and God is a woman, and you got 7 rings. All right, Ariana Grande is definitely really overdone, and also this might rock the boat with some people, but This Is Me. It doesn't do anything for me. I see a plus size queen come out and she's wearing like a caftan with sequins and she's like, "This is me," and I'm like, okay, like you're the 23rd bitch I saw this week. And now
I just did that song this week.
And they like, all right, like it's, I don't know, it's a little worn down. So
that's valid.
That's the those are the 2 numbers given to me. I just think it's overdone.
Leave it to the drag community to just destroy good music by overperforming it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like where was I? I was supposed to be judging a pageant and they had to change the venue last minute.
Oh.
And so there were 4 people in the audience. I had a dance mix picked out and I said, absolutely not. I am not doing this. So I did Never Enough from The Greatest Showman. I grabbed someone else's dress out of their bag and I was like, girl, I need a gown for this. I'm using this. And she was like, go ahead.
Gown number.
Go for it. And I was like, and my husband knew that was not the song I was supposed to do. And he's filming me performing it. And I go over to him. I'm like, you can go ahead and stop. We're not posting this. But like,
that's why he was doing it.
Right? That bastard. But yeah, like Greatest Showman, amazing soundtrack. Like I rock out to it in my car, but we as drag performers destroyed that soundtrack by performing every song from it nonstop, and it's still good music. But I agree. Like, and I'm telling you, such a beautiful song. I have seen everybody do it.
I don't think I've seen that enough, actually.
Oh yeah, I'll send you 400 videos of it.
Right.
And you know, Ariana and Gaga, if you come up with a really good way to do it,
absolutely. I love a good mix, house down boots.
Sure.
I also like when people cast very diverse casts. Like you have one girl who's very new age, top 40, you know, wet human hair, pleather look, house down.
The wet human hair.
You have, you know, Miss So-and-so, she's got so many crowns, she's going to turn it out and give you 2 ballads back to back. Then you have your dancing diva, and then you have, you know, a comedy girl. And I think that makes a great cast because it's very diverse. That's just my little spiel. But
the wet human hair. That is,
well, and that's the mark of a. Oh, go ahead, Deja. Sorry.
No, because I'm like, I already have like a list of people that fit that description. Pop music, wet hair.
And don't get me wrong, I make human hair wigs and I sell them to girls. And, you know, I just say to myself, I can already tell what number you're going to do in this, you know, hot pink wig. You know, you're going to give me some Break Free by Ariana Grande. So, rock out.
Or Rain on Me by Gaga.
Yep.
Looking all wet.
Oh, no. I feel called out. My first drag performance was This Is Me. Quickly crosses Rewrite the Stars off my drag song list.
Sorry, Jada.
Killed One Love by Macklemore.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing about all of those songs, though. If you can find a way to perform them that nobody else is thinking of, or you feel you can do justice to it, by all means do it. If it feels right to you, do it.
Yep.
I'm having so much fun. I literally just turned my chair. I'm like, I'm getting comfy. We're having a good time. This is great. And we're almost 20 minutes over our time. So, one thing I always like to do, I like to give everybody a moment at the end of the show to say any last words to the audience out there. Amethyst, I'll throw it to you first. Do you have any last words for the kids?
Sure, absolutely. First and foremost, Jade, my sister, I love you. Thank you for putting this shindig together for everyone out there to enjoy, for me to enjoy. Asia and Deja, I thank you for bringing your light and your talent and your stories, and staying vigilant and you know, representing your culture and who you are, and don't ever stop and don't ever apologize to nobody. And if you have to, you call me because I got you. And everybody out there, remember, do what makes you happy. Do you are the strongest star in the sky, and we need your love and your light in this world right now. Get out there, stay safe, get vaccinated. The normal is on the horizon. We're almost there. Pretty soon you'll be able to come see us perform again soon, you know, and just keep that hope alive and spread it with love and light. I love all of you. Thank you for tuning in, and that's what
Amazing. Asia, any last words for the viewers?
Like Amethyst said, thank you so much, Jade, for having me here. It was a pleasure as always, and thank you to Amethyst. You know, I really appreciated geeking with you tonight. And to my sister Deja, it was again lovely meeting you. And you know, if you ever need someone to talk to, or you know, you just want to kiki and chat, my DMs are always open. That goes to anybody. And most importantly, thank you to the viewers that are watching the show, because without you, this wouldn't be possible. And thank you. Thank you for the power of drag for bringing us together. And
yes, ma'am.
Stop Asian hate, wear your mask, and powder your nose. Bye.
Amen.
How about you, Deja?
Ditto. Oh, I grieve everyone. Yeah. So I don't have anything to say. Just, you know, I grieve everyone's statements. And yeah.
Fair enough.
That's valid.
That's valid. That works.
Tonight was, oh yeah, we went over tonight. Whoops. Oh well.
Whatever.
Let me tell the director. Oh, it's me. Never mind. We're good. I want to thank Amethyst for being here, streaming all the way from Georgia tonight. Thank you so much. You are always such a light and an inspiration for not only me and our guests, but all of our viewers. So I love and appreciate you. Asia, it was so good to kiki again. I adore you, bitch. We need to work together again sometime soon.
Yes.
DEJA, you are gorgeous. You are stunning. You are hilarious and adorable. I definitely keep in touch. We would love to have you back again in full drags.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was just, the world is weird. So you are a light, and my world is better for meeting wonderful people like all of you, because like I threw myself off. I appreciate this show so much. I host the show, and I always feel like a better person at the end of the show because I get to meet such a wonderful and diverse group of performers, and I'm the luckiest drag queen in the world.
Aw, you're so sweet.
Simple
I
as
love
that.
you.
Next week's show is going to be very interesting because next week's show is currently called They Told Me I Can't Do Drag. We are going to have two drag performers that are a woman and a heterosexual man.
Nice.
So we will be having the fabulous Miss Patty Lou Stone from Philly joining us, as well as the incomparable River DeAir.
Nice.
Of course, my co-host will be Scarlet Overkill. I also didn't realize when I booked them that they both sing live. So that's going to be a very interesting show.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. So everybody make sure you tune in next week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WLFE-DB Radio. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe in both locations, because in this world of algorithms, that's how we all get noticed. But we have reached the point of the evening where there's one thing left to say, and that is to say goodnight, kids.
Good night, kids.
You've been listening to WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.